Hey, it's Ryan from UpfitSupply, and in this video we're going to be installing some AutoPly insulation in our RAM ProMaster. Let's get into it. Alright, the AutoPly insulation kit is a cargovan specific insulation kit with panels that are cut to fit within the various cavities in the van. And the first thing that we want to do before our installation is actually prep the van. So if you have a ProMaster, typically there's this black paneling OEM that's along the bottom of the door or wall here, as well as on this side. We went ahead and removed that. If you have the rear doors, I don't think that there are any paneling on the tops of the doors. These insulation kits do not include insulation for the bottom parts of the door because they do have the OEM paneling. There is an air gap there, so insulation isn't required. You can insulate them if you would like. We're going to try and do something because we removed the bottom of our panel right there because we're going to be installing Legend liners over top of our insulation. So the other thing is this is a 2014 model year, so as I'm filming this, it's 10 years old, and so we just want to do some prep of the surface, get any dirt and all of that so we get good adhesion of those panels on the wall and on the ceilings. Now, even if you have a brand new van, I'd recommend doing some touch up just in case there's anything left over from manufacturing, any grease, anything like that, so you just get a good adhesion with those panels on the wall. So I'm just going to use some surface cleaner and a rag and go through and clean everything up. As you can see, we got quite a bit of dirt and grime off of the walls. You primarily just want to go in these cavities because that's where the insulation sits. But I definitely recommend doing this, or you could have issues with the adhesive sticking to those walls. All it takes is a little bit of dust or dirt on those to really screw up that adhesive. All right, so now that we've prepped the surface, I've got our box of AutoPly insulation in here. Before you just start pulling everything out of the box, this is split up into sections. So there's going to be a side wall or rear door section. It's going to be this side section and then a ceiling section, and separated by a little white piece of paper. So as you're going through that, pay attention to that paper because it's going to separate your sections and you're going to try and figure out where everything goes based on how you take it out of the box. Now, I believe this first section in here is going to be the driver's side wall and the rear door. So we'll start there. I believe these are the two top panels for our rear door. Just double check. Yep. I'm just going to set these back here. I'm going to do those rear doors last just so I don't have to move the camera around and stuff. Then these are for the upper part of the rear doors, basically where our windows are. We have windows on this, so we're not going to be using these, but the insulation kit does not include insulation for the bottom of the rear doors or the bottom of the side door because there is OEM paneling covering that. There's an air gap, and so you don't really need the insulation, but we had to take those off anyways because we're going to be doing some Duratherm liners from Legend over top of the insulation. And so I'm going to try and get these to work in the lower part of the door. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, but otherwise I don't need them. All right, you can kind of piece things together and figure out where they go. I believe this goes over the rear wheel well. We've got a long strip. Yeah, looks like this one goes here. All right, so I'm through my first section here. Next, I have this white piece of paper that's separating my next section. So I'm actually gonna apply this section by section. So since I've got everything lined up and figured out where all the panels go, I'm gonna apply those first, just so I don't get them mixed up with stuff as I'm taking them out of the box. So I'm gonna start here on the driver's side wall, just work my way forwards to rearwards, and then we'll move on to the next section. So the nice thing about this is it does come with this little paper backing. All you have to do is, find a little slit in here already, or get to the edge and peel it back. I find it's easier to find. Sometimes there's like little cuts in the backer paper that you can just peel them off and then move on to the next section. Peel it off. There we go. This one does tuck back in a little bit, so I'm going to try and get this in here as far as possible. I might try and do this front section first and then make my way back. Just applying a nice even pressure so we get nice seal all of the adhesive up against the sheet metal. It does allow you to pull it off a little bit in case you need to recenter it, which I had to do on this one because it tucks behind these little pillars. But other than that, it's pretty simple. I got another one that kind of has to tuck back in here, so I'm only going to remove the adhesive backing for this front part so I can slip it under there without everything else getting stuck to everything else. So I'm just going to do this first little strip here. That's one of the nice things about the way that they manufacture this. You get little strips of backing so you can kind of line everything up first and then remove it by section. So, let's see if I can slide this back here without sticking on anything. Can't see anything that way. There we go. Nice. Now I can just remove this backing for the next section and be on my way. Now, one of the nice things about this insulation is there's no fiberglass or anything in there. It's hypoallergenic and all that kind of stuff, so I don't have to be wearing gloves or be worried about fiberglass getting on me, anything like that. All right, you can see I'm done with the driver's side on the van. Pretty simple process. Overall, I'm about 30 minutes in from the time I started cleaning everything to finishing the driver's side. So, you know, it does just take a little bit of time and patience to get these lined up, but it's a heck of a lot easier of trying to do your measurements, do your cuts, spray your adhesive, hope it stays on there, get, you know, sheep's wool on you, all that kind of stuff. So overall, very pleased with how this installation is going so far. All right, so now we can move on to the next section. Again, this is separated by this white piece of paper here. So we'll see what this next section is. I'm not 100% sure which one this is. Looks like it might be for this passenger side. All right, so this section was for the passenger side, including the door. So our last section must be the ceiling. So I'm going to do the same thing, start from front to back, just start peeling stickers away and getting this applied. Well, over here I'm just going to temporarily remove that wiring harness because I want to tuck the insulation behind that. All right, I took these little white clips off of for the wiring harness just because I was having trouble getting them behind that. Put these back in. Okay, that does it for the passenger side of the vehicle. The top of the door, the sidewall, again, there is no insulation for this bottom part. If you want to figure out a way to stuff something in there if you want to, or if you're putting in a liner, or you can leave that factory panel in there and you'll be good there because there is that air gap. And it's gonna be the same thing for the rear doors as well. So now we're into our final section, which is gonna be our ceiling insulation panels. Again, separated by this white paper. Let's try and get this all laid out. Just kind of going through each of these cavities and see. Might be this one. That one fits pretty close to perfect. Nope. All right, so I think this is it this one? This is this one right here. Got a big piece here with some cutouts. I'm wondering if this, the front. Okay. So this front panel here, you can see these cutouts on the side to accommodate the foam. We have foam on this side, but not on that side because I tore that one out. I'm probably gonna take this one out too, but it is cut to go around this foam from the factory. So we'll put this one right here. Got a piece with a rounded edge. I'm assuming this is the back. So just for installation purposes, it looks like it goes like to this edge over to this edge here. So it does not go over these little side cavities. Got a thin little guy right there. Assuming this is going here. All right, there we go. Now on these ceiling panels, if you do have an extra set of hands around to help you, that would help a lot. I'm the only person in the shop today, so of course I'm doing this by myself, but what I found helpful is to start in one corner and then come right along the edge of these cross members. That way it'll keep it nice and straight. If you butt up right against this corner and you go all the way to this side, butt up against that corner and then kind of go from the middle out, it'll make sure you spread that out nice and evenly. And that about does it for the ceiling. It's kind of crazy, just the difference in sound in the back of here. It doesn't sound like I'm talking in a tin can. I don't know if it sounds any differently to you, but that's one of the biggest things I noticed just about this insulation. There's no reverb, echo, all of that that you typically get in the back of these vans. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the quality is like in terms of temperature control and road noise when driving down the road. Now these insulation panels work really well with a product like Duratherm from Legend, some wall liners with that additional insulation behind it, and so you're gonna get the ultimate level of insulation, temperature control, and protection of the vehicle if you pair it with something like a Duratherm liner. Now I wanna spin this camera around and show you what we're gonna do on the rear doors, show you the panels that you get if you needed to use them, and what we're gonna do about our doors. Okay, so we're in the back of the ProMaster. As you can see, we have the glass here. The way these panels are cut is there's one essentially that goes where the glass would if you didn't have the glass in here. So if you have no rear glass, you would just go right here. And then there's a smaller piece, oops, that gets tucked in there. That might be kind of challenging to get in there with the adhesive. But because we have the glass, we don't want to lose that functionality. I don't want a piece of insulation sticking to the glass. So what I wanted to do, we removed these rear panels, was actually use this piece and just fill in this gap, because we're going to be putting a Duratherm liner over top of this part here and this part here. So it'd be nice to have just that additional insulation in these panels since we don't have to use these. So first I'm going to fill in these top two panels, which are cut from the factory the right way. Then I'm going to cut these up, reuse them, and get them into the bottom part of the door. Let me just check these real quick. It looks like they are exactly the same. The challenging part about getting inside of these cavities is getting inside them without it sticking to everything. So here goes. So I'm my first attempt is to put it in there with just removing all the backing at once, and then kind of shift it into place. I'm gonna try a different strategy on the other door. That strategy worked okay. Got a couple of wrinkles in here that, not a huge deal, but it's pretty much tucked in there all the way. So on this door, I'm gonna try removing piece by piece adhesive. So there is a latching mechanism in both of these doors right in this corner. You want to make sure that you don't interfere with that at all. Leave some clearance around there. So here's the second attempt. It was challenging both ways. I got a little bit of a wrinkle in here, in this one too, but it was a little bit easier to remove backing piece by piece. I cut my hand on the sheet metal on this side, so this side wins. So now we're gonna use our leftover sheets to fill in these empty cavities right here, and we're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way and take a measurement and cut it. Got 6.5 inches by 2 feet. So I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not expecting perfection. This right here is 7 inches from the edge to this first kind of cut in the adhesive backing. So I'm actually going to use that as a guide. That is 7 inches, and I got 6.5 there, so I can just roll it up on the edge a little bit using a sharp razor blade. And by the way, I do have a piece of wood under there just to keep it from damaging anything. I do have a little bit of a door latch there that I'm going to go under, so I'm not interfering with it. Right here we do have part of the door mechanism that I don't want to interfere with, so I'm just going to go on this little strip up here, and it actually looks like it goes pretty high. Might be able to tuck some up there. Probably, sheesh, almost 13 inches if I go all the way up. How much do I have here? So I need to cut away about, we've got 13, need to cut away about 5 inches. Okay, so sorry if I was blocking the camera for that portion, but insulation goes all the way up to here and comes just short of this door mechanism here. Now, I'm gonna basically do the exact same thing on this side as a guide. All right, so we do have a lot more door mechanism up here on this side, so I'm actually only going to go up to just below that. I want to stay out of the way of all of these mechanisms here, so yeah, so I can use the leftover piece from this side. I'm just going to put this in here. And I could probably get a better fit if I wanted to, but just using what we have right here real quick for a solution to fill these bottom panels. Now, if you had the windows back here, maybe you weren't going to do a liner, you could still just take these black panels off, put some insulation back there, put the panels back on, and you have even more insulation material. So that just about does it for the installation of this AutoPly insulation for our RAM ProMaster. Again, this is a 159-inch wheelbase, the regular body length. It's got the high roof, so you want to make sure that you get the right kit for your specific vehicle. If you're looking for this installation or any other equipment to upfit your van so that it's work ready, be sure to check us out at upfitsupply.com. Again, my name is Ryan, and have a good one.